the horror, with your hostess with the most struggle, as always. Welcome back, welcome back. So, if you're watching me right now, if you're watching this video right now, that must mean it is Wednesday, and we are doing our very first, I shouldn't say very first, I know I have talked about other non-horror movies in the past, but my first official non-horror movie, for my new schedule, and I wanted to do one, for someone, sort of dedicating this to someone, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna do this person proud and everything, and that is for my adopted nephew, Christian, over at Jen's Reviews from the Grave. If you have not checked them out, what the hell is wrong with you? Go check out My Sister from Another Mister. I'm just saying. But Christian, this is for you. I am hoping I do not let you down on this review and everything, but we're going to be talking about The Warriors. Yes, my second favorite, all-time, how many times can I say favorite, movie, non-horror movie of all time. So, The Warriors. For those of you who have no idea what The Warriors is, it is about, a group of gang members in Coney Island, New York, who, like, eight of the gang members have to go to the Bronx, I believe. Sorry, it's been a hot moment since I've watched this movie, but I've seen it so many times. To the Bronx, for this big meeting, led by this guy, Cyrus, who's, like, the head of, like, the state, or the city's, like, biggest gang and everything. And, Cyrus is kind of, like, making this beautiful speech about, like, hey, there's so many of us, we should all just kind of be unified, we all have our own little territories that we can, like, watch over, and everything, like, hey, there's more of us, and there are, like, cops and everything, and, like, politicians and everything, like, let's just all, like, set everything aside between us, let's run the city and everything, like, look at us, there's all these members here from all these different gangs, no one's shooting anyone, no one's stabbing anyone, let's go ahead and do this. But of course, a rival gang, wants to make a statement and decides to shoot Cyrus, and one of the warriors actually sees kind of like the guy shoot him and is kind of like in shock, and of course, since they have a witness now of like, oh, okay, one of these guys saw us from the warriors, we're gonna say it was them who shot him. So then of course, everyone in all these gangs are now looking for the warriors because they think that they're the ones who shot Cyrus. So it is all this stuff. And meanwhile, for like a good, I would say like the third or so of the movie, the warriors have no idea that, these guys, all these gangs are looking for them, thinking that they're the ones that killed Cyrus and everything. They're just trying to get home. Plus, they're, like, worried about, okay, well, is this true still on? Like, what the hell? Like, what should we do? Let's just try and get home. And the reason why they don't know that they're, trying to, like, or the gangs are trying to, like, find them and everything, and, like, kill them, is because the guy who actually ended up, witnessing the shooting, ended up getting, I think he was killed. I believe he was killed. So, like I said, it's been a hot moment since I watched this one. So, the rest of them are trying to, like, get back home and everything, like I said. And it's just, like, their journey to get back and everything. And you're rooting for them, like, even though they're supposed to be gangs and stuff, like, most of these guys, you really see, like, they're human. You're rooting for them. You want them to get home and prove their innocence and everything and just, have a normal life. And plus too, I feel like this is one of those movies that is a good, like, date movie, because you got a little bit of everything. You got, some action and stuff for the guy, some cool, like, gangs and everything, plus you got a little bit of a love story, so for all you ladies, I know, I'm a weirdo, I'm, like, not your typical girl. Obviously, you guys can tell, I like horror movies, I like wrestling, I like classic rock and roll, I like some 80s action movies and stuff. I mean, like I said at the beginning of the video, this is my second favorite non-horror movie of all time. I'm not your typical girl. But anyway, but no, this is a good little like date night movie or something, because you get a little bit of everything for, for the guys and the gals. So I'm just saying, this is a very quotable movie, by the way. I mean, if anyone who's not seen this movie, but if you've ever heard someone say, "Warriors come out to play," that's from this movie. So, but oh, it is such a great movie. A little fun fact about this. So Mercy, the girl who was kind of hanging out with the orphans, the one that the guys kind of make a comment of like, you know what that is? That's trouble. And she was trouble. She was trouble. But she proved herself to the rest of the gang and everything. So she stood her ground. She was not initially supposed to wind up with Swan. She was actually supposed to, end up with the actor who played Fox, but I guess they kind of quickly sort of nixed that, because I guess apparently the two actors who played the characters had like no chemistry, plus the actor who played Fox, I guess he was like fired or something like 2 months into shooting or something, because he was just being really difficult, arguing with like multiple people like on production and everything. So hence why he kind of gets killed off, and he gets thrown over the rail or onto the railroad track by the cop and everything, just to kind of get him out of the picture and everything. Which I'm kind of glad that they did that. I'm glad that they ended up having Swan and Mercy together, because I feel like that definitely made a lot more sense. Swan is definitely a very sympathetic and relatable character. I don't know if I should necessarily say sympathetic, but definitely relatable. He's someone who, he kind of is, he's not quite the leader of the group, but he was like the war chief or whatever, so he kind of had to like take a step up when the original leader, along with the group to the Bronx, ended up getting killed or whatever, was missing. He kind of, you kind of relate to him and stuff, and feel, something for him, because, he just, he wants a different life. Like, he's kind of tired of this whole gang thing. Like, he loves his brothers and stuff. He loves, the guys he's with, but it's like, he's just tired of that lifestyle. He wants something different. And of course, Swan kind of, being tired of, like, being the prostitute that she is, doesn't want to do that anymore. She doesn't know how to, like, really make a living other than, like, sleeping with people for money. She wants something different, too. And she kind of sees, like, hey, I kind of like this guy. He kind of has a head on his shoulders. He has a plan. I want to get out of here. Maybe we can work something out. Have a little love interest and everything. And just kind of seeing, like, their conflict throughout the movie and stuff. And part of it, it's like, you kind of see reasons why, like, Swan doesn't really want to, like, attach himself to this girl, because it's kind of like, okay, do you really want to get away from this? Because I'm serious about this. You're just going to remind me of, like, the bad things about this life and stuff. But it kind of definitely comes around by the end of it and everything. And, just, yeah, tries to, at least we're led to believe that, they're going to attempt to have, like, a new life together and stuff, maybe get out of the gang culture or something. So, and also with the end, it obviously comes to find out, that another, another rival gang member, kind of, comes forward to, the Riffs and everything. It was the Riffs, right? Sorry, I know, Christian, if I'm getting this wrong, I'm sorry. It's been a hot moment since I've watched this. There's so many gangs in this, and that's just the fun thing about it, is to watch it for the gangs. But one of the rival gang members, kind of comes forward, rats out of, like, who actually pulled the trigger. It wasn't the Warriors at all. They were pinned. They were, set up for and everything. So they kind of come along, meet the Warriors at Coney Island on the beach and everything. They kind of confront them. And, and they also actually see, before they intervene, they kind of see the little, like, showdown between, the Warriors and the gang that actually shot Cyrus and that and everything. Kind of just proving, like, their strength and endurance and everything. And, like, hey, we're not going to stand for this. Like, we didn't do it. we're gonna, have our own little justice and everything. We're gonna take care of this ourselves. And then, of course, the Riffs kind of come in and are like, hey, you know what? You guys really proved yourself. You guys, with everything that you guys have been through, and, with us being misinformed about, you guys being the ones who shot Cyrus, you guys really proved yourself. Like, you guys are going to be kind of like second in command. We're going to be the top dogs. You guys are going to be like the next in command. You guys are going to be kind of like our backbone and everything. You guys deserved it. You guys have definitely proved it and everything. So, it is an excellently, we're going to go with it. An excellent, well done movie and everything. I highly recommend it. Like, even if you're not into, like, gangs or anything, this is just, the story alone is so good. It's my top second favorite non-horror movie of all time for a reason. Definitely check it out, you guys. Let me know what you think of the movie if you ever have seen it. If you have not seen it, go and check it out. You need to. It is a must watch. But till next time, as always, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.